Yeah, it's just very subtle, like subtle ways that we feel inferior. And
Yeah.
I don't think that it's noticeable to men.
Yeah.
A lot of the times, I think that they think we have a lot more like equality than we actually do. Or they dismiss the fact that certain things are happening, like the pay
Difference
difference. Like some, I've heard like men completely say like that's not happening.
If it doesn't happen to you, it doesn't
facts,
matter.
like it's actual facts. Or someone has told me like, okay, what company is it? Tell me the company. Like, there's plenty of companies. Just Google it. I'm not gonna sit here and be Google for you. Just do a little research on it. Like, I don't know. I just don't want to believe.
Yeah, like I started watching a cooking show recently, and you can, through the American Culinary Federation, it's a certification that you get from obviously the country, and it means that you're like a top tier chef in your related field. And in a world where men expect women to always be cooking, out of the, I think, 70 people that have the certification, only 20 of them are women. So it's like, even in a role that men expect women to do well in, they still aren't, and they still get paid less than the men that had that same certification. So it's like, they just expect you kind of just to stay at home, have children, and take care like of regular things, and not get equal of anything, essentially. And they don't really care about it because it doesn't really affect them.
That's crazy. Even in Hollywood, I think, don't like the actresses get paid less in a lot of these movies than the actors?
Yeah.
And like, they steal
Their roles.
Anyway. Like, who cares about the actor in the movie? It's like, you just want to know what girl.
Oh yeah, like certain movies, I think like a woman leading role isn't gonna get as much. What is it like? Ticket sales? Yeah. Like when it's like a woman leading role compared to like the men leading role. That's what I was saying with you about like the Avengers movie that they did. Like they didn't think like Captain Marvel would do as well as the other movies. Yeah. Because like it was a woman.
Yeah.
Leading.
That's like the Ocean's movies. All the Ocean movies prior to the one that just came out were all male roles, and it's like George Clooney, Brad Pitt, like all these big men guys. And then the most recent one is an all-female cast, and everyone was like, females can't do it as well as men. The movie didn't do as well. People are criticizing it that women just can't be as clever, as smart, and things like that. And it's a silly thing to just say in itself. But what can you do?
Right.
Not necessarily specifically that, but like, for example, I used to work in retail, and we used to have a women in leadership like summit, and it was all these women who are in leadership, and they're so proud of us, and they want to find more women in leadership, but the conference was run by men because there are no women that high up. And it was just like, they were trying to explain to us, you know, what it was like, what challenges we face and things like that, but they were giving us their perspective, but they're also men, so they like, it was so backward. It was very backward. It didn't make it much sense, and it was just like another example of like why things like that just don't work, because you can't give me your man perspective of why women are not in leadership, and then hold a conference and run it by men for women to be in leadership. And it was just a little like disheartening, I guess, overall.
Do you feel like when you used to work in retail, like, did you want to move up, and like, was it difficult?
Yeah, I think so. Like in retrospect, it was hard, but I feel like, I think it was just hard because you didn't want to surround yourself with that many men. And like, out of, you know, like 100 employees, maybe 20 would be girls. So you're already in a small pod, and there's days that you just wouldn't work with a girl at all. So that's hard in itself, you know, and they would always put girls in roles within the store that they believed people would want to shop with. So they would put girls in the front registers, they would put girls in appliances, they would put girls counting the money, you know, but because men trust women to do those roles,
Right.
but they don't trust women to, you know, like sell TVs or computers. They don't feel like they're as knowledgeable. So like I feel like that's another way that like men just hinder girls because they have this backward mentality that this is what they should be doing and this is where they should be.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I'm a nursing major, so basically everybody is a girl, and like we'll have like one guy in the class, and it's just like you see these stereotypes, like, oh, like, you know, this caring nurse, like a guy can't be caring or a guy can't, like, it's dumb. Like, you know, nursing is like so much now, it's a lot more than just being caring, like, you know, it's a lot of science too, but like at the end of the day, like the guys that I do like work with in the hospital, like they're just as nice and they're just as giving to the patient. I don't know why it's such a woman-dominated profession. It's only because of that stereotype, like men don't wanna do that, only because they feel like it's womanly.
Yeah.
It's like
men should be doctors, women should be nurses.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
That's what we were saying. Like, but like with my job, since like I work in the veterinary field, mostly when we're like lifting dogs and stuff, like they'll always be like, oh, do you want to go get like Mikey or like one of the other guys to like pick up the dog and put him on the table, because they think, oh, he's too heavy, like she can't lift him or something, or like he won't be able to hold him, or like things like that. It's like I'm capable of doing it just as much as he is, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, mind you, we'll have like 500. One time we had a patient who was 500 pounds.
Yeah.
And like literally, it was 5 girls removed him. Like,
yeah,
it was fine. Like, you know.
So I mean, like when I go to do it, they're like, "Oh, I got it!" Like,
God forbid you did something for yourself.
It's like, okay, I can do it.
Yeah, like if I needed help, I would ask.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just think that's funny because it's like, is their ego getting in the way that much that they would miss out on like a whole huge field?
Yeah.
You know, of like a profession that they could do. They can make money in, like, just because they don't want to seem like too womanly. Like, there's literally like one guy. There's always one guy. There's always that one guy. It's like there should be so many more. I don't know. I think it would add, you know, it would add to the profession, like having both genders there more. You know what I mean? But it's the country.
The country? You mean the world?
Yeah, definitely the world. But I can speak on this country a little better.
Yeah. To get somewhere,
to get the same.
Exactly.
Yeah. Men have to acknowledge that there's a problem, and then there's definitely women who have to acknowledge that there's a problem.
And then care enough to fix it.
Yeah, you can't like be. Even though there are women who are like trying to make a change right now, and they're doing what they can, and that's great. But we need more. We need more.
We can fight as hard as we want, but like if not everyone's like on board, like like you can't.
Yeah, you don't want to be the girl that like starts something at work about money, because then you're looked at almost like you're weak or you're just complaining, you know. It's like it needs to be a joined force together, and then it has to start with a guy realizing there's a problem and then a voice being heard. It can't just start with one girl saying like, this isn't right. That's quickly the way to lose your job.
Yeah, how can you as the person who's being oppressed try to fight against the oppression, and you're just gonna continue to be oppressed? It's like
you're the one person that has the problem.
She's so emotional right now. That's pretty usual. Is she on her period?
Pretty much.
Like if you're with a bunch of guys and you're the one girl that's getting paid less, you're the one with the issue. They don't care. They don't have that issue with it. They're not gonna be like, oh yeah, let's help you. Like, no.
Which is dumb.
Yeah.
Because why wouldn't you want to, like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm always like for equality, like for like the person next to me, you know, getting what they deserve too. So I wouldn't understand that. Like any other, like, this is really random. I don't know if I should talk about it. Like, cause I just heard a story yesterday. This is really random. Like, this is not what we were talking about. But, it was Muslim women wearing hijabs, and they were getting, you know, like some young white boys were like saying like, oh, you need to get out of here. This is in like Georgia. My friend was telling me because he used to live in Georgia. And they were saying like, why are you in this store? Like, you need to get out. Like, what's wrong with you? And it's like, if I was there, I would never just stay quiet if I heard that. Like, you know, I would be like, excuse me, who are talking to like that? And not something like that. Like, but I guess jumping off that, like, how do you guys feel about like women clothing? Like, what we decide to wear and how we're criticized by our clothes?
I think you should just be able to wear whatever you want.
Yeah.
And that's it. You know, your clothing doesn't determine who you are or how you act or how you should be treated. Mm-hmm. You know, like men have this idea that like that determines anything. You know, if men wear a suit, they're supposed to be important. If men wear baggy jeans, then they're like from the streets, and and they take it to the extreme with the girls. You know, if it's a short skirt, like she's easy, or you know, she acts for it. And if a girl's wearing a suit, she's trying too hard. She needs to learn her place. And I feel like it's just silly. I don't want to use a dumb word, but that's really what it is.
Like if you wear like a skirt when we were in high school, like if you wore like a skirt, even if it was long, it's like, oh, like why is she coming to school like that? Or if you wear heels, like, oh, why are you coming here like that? Like in school, like what are you doing? Like whatever we wear, it's like
there's always something
why
for
you dress
it.
like that? If I wear like a big t-shirt, it's like, oh, like you look homeless, or like you look like a little boy. Like
then it's the other way, like you're wearing too much.
Yeah, like you put on makeup, it's like, oh, why do you need to wear all that?
Like, girls who wear too much makeup, but she looks really bad with those under eyes. Like,
exactly.
You won't see the under eyes.
Like if I do some makeup, like my mom be like, oh, where are you going? Like what do you, like I was like, oh, I'm like going to the mall or something. Oh, why you have to look so nice? Like I just want to look like what? Right. But then if I don't, it's like, oh, you look like a little boy. Like when my hair was shorter, it was like, oh, you look like a boy. But then like, so if there was some makeup on, it's like, oh, why are you trying so hard? Type things. Like, just let me rock, you know?
Yeah. Because everything is so sexualized.
Yeah.
Every single thing that we do. Like, no, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
like
trying to be.
Our shorts have to be a certain length in school because it distracts people.
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
We can't wear what we want to wear because they're going to be distracted.
It's hot, so I have to wear jeans because I'm going to distract other people.
Right.
Like, that's dumb.
But then, like, okay, so what are they doing for us?
Right.
We're like, we have to consciously think about what we're wearing to school so that the boys in the class cannot be distracted.
Right? Like, they don't have to do that.
Stop talking. Don't talk to Idalis at all.
Because I'm going to be distracted.
I'm going to be distracted. Like, leave me alone. Like, that is, I used to hate that so much.
I know, like, we would get in trouble, be sent home to, like, they call your parents, they'll make you wear, like, gym clothes.
Yeah.
Like, just to not distract other people.
Sound like that. a sweaty,
like I
like that's going home.
and it's hot. Like you gotta have air conditioning in the school, but I gotta wear someone's dirty sweater because I came in the spaghetti strap.
Right, the 3 fingers, like my shoulders is that distracting.
Yeah. And then you can't be mad if someone says nothing to you. You shouldn't have wore your spaghetti strap to school. Spaghetti.
Yeah, no, but that's crazy. That's an insane rule. They need to change that immediately.
Yeah.
But they're not going to.
No, God.
They're definitely not. That's definitely gonna last a really long time. And then mind you, like, a girl can be in a huge hoodie and huge sweats and the boys are still distracting themselves.
It's all about the face.
So I don't understand, like, it doesn't matter. Either way, like, the logic doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
The logic doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for some reason, especially the black women, hair is like...
Yeah, we're just talking about like black. It's not just about like women, like all women in general, I think.
Well, I think
I mean, I guess.
all women, but...
Yeah.
How do I explain this? So a lot of the times, like natural hair, you know, will be discriminated against. Let's say you go to a job interview and you have like your natural hair out, like you have a bigger chance of getting a job if you were to straighten your hair and like instead of wearing it natural out, curl, whatever. And it's like
deemed as neat.
Yeah.
Like if it's like straight and kept together, I guess, because I was telling her how like I went to work one day and my hair was curly, and when I walked in, like one of my coworkers was like, "Whoa, crazy hair today, like you look wild." Like yeah, like, and like she's white, so like no offense. Yeah. And I'm just like I don't know, me personally, I didn't see it as like crazy or wild. Like that's just how my hair is, and if I didn't want to straighten it or put it in a bun today, like I just wanted to wear it out. Like I don't see how that's crazy. Or like, I don't know, she grew up in Long Beach, so maybe she hasn't seen a lot.
Yeah, it's just like, I feel like it's a little crazy that like a whole race of women have to like try to change what naturally comes out of their head just to satisfy others or to not feel like they're crazy. Like I heard a story about a girl who has she's really big, like poofy curly hair. I think it's really beautiful, but she was standing in a store and some white woman literally standing behind her literally put both of her hands into this girl's hair and like rubbed up her hair like, oh my god, what is this? Like that's insane, and like that's crazy that that has to happen. Like I think that people should be aware of other cultures and what naturally comes out of other cultures' hair, and why should I have to perm my hair? Like I went to a hair salon where you had to pay more money if your hair is natural, because they felt like it was more work to deal with your hair, so now you have to pay like an extra $10 just because you don't have a perm. Like I'm not gonna put chemicals in my hair every 2 weeks for the rest of my life. You should know how to do.
You can do my hair easy. Yeah. Like if you're a hairstylist, you should know how to do all types of hair. Yeah, or just say like I don't know how to. Like don't charge me extra just because like you have to put in a little extra work.
And that creates like tension.
Yeah, because now I don't like you.
100%. Yeah. Personally never feel like media makes black women like beautiful or like the pretty girl. in any movie. I mean, I'm sure there's movies out there, like, but few and far between. And like just now, you know, we start having like Lupita and Viola Davis and like these really dark women who like are considered beautiful and they're taking lead roles, and that's really great. But especially when I was younger, I mean, obviously in the Black community, there is that light skin, you know, thing where like light skinned girls are considered more pretty or whatever the case may be. But then that's even, I feel like in the media, it's more like white women are considered more beautiful, or just attributes that come from white women, like long hair, different eye color, you know, different things like that. And I just think that, I think it's great that there's more Black women now for young girls to look at and say, you know, she looks like me and she's on this TV show, and like these guys like her. And so, you know, because I feel like I didn't really have that. And I feel like even my mom, you know, my mom is light skinned too, so it was hard for me to like find someone who was considered beautiful who looked like me, you know, when I was younger. So I had to find that for myself. So I just think that that's good that there's more now. Yeah, it's important.
Yeah, because like even like when like you would, and like back in like middle school, when like you asked like what's his name, like if you like Black girls or whatever, and you name like the two lightest girls in our class, like
I get that a lot. Like I think people, you know, will say, not just to me, like I've heard plenty of girls say this, like, oh, you know, you're pretty for a Black girl, or like you're, you know, I think Black girls are beautiful, like, and then they'll name the most light-skinned Black girl ever, and like, she has super long hair, she has like green eyes, like, you know?
Or like when people are like, oh, I don't like Black girls, like, you know, like white guys or whatever, like those, but like, oh, I don't like Black girls. So then it like would, I guess, back then put down like your self-esteem a little bit, like.
Yeah, because, you know, it's just, you know, that's society's standards of beauty, but that's not, but like beauty is subjective, so you have to see that other things are beautiful too. You have to find that out. I think it's easier for white girls, you know, or I don't know, I can't speak for everybody, but you know, it seems that way because they have it there, you know. Every movie, the most beautiful popular girl, like she's white, and she looks like them, you know what I mean? She's like, oh.
And like sometimes they throw in like the one Black girl who's like her side friend.
Yeah,
like it's like the main white girl, and then like they have her like other white friend, and then the Black girl, the other Black friend. Like the main one isn't like Black. Everyone.
Yeah, but I feel like it's getting better now.
Yeah.
Like I'm seeing more. I'm seeing like a change in media a little bit.
I feel like I don't focus on the media really that much, and I don't like I understand that like people in the media, they're also just regular people, and if they're curvier or skinnier or taller or whatever the case may be, you know, they're all beautiful, but that's not the extent of what beauty is. And I feel like I guess for like me growing up, so I'm half Spanish and half Black, like I didn't really quite look like either side of my family because of the mix, and I feel like growing up when people would ask what I was, I like got mistaken for Indian a bunch of times, like still to this day, and I feel like being able to be something different, I have only one choice, and it's to accept like that I kind of look a little different, that I'm not really like either side of my family fully, and I feel like being with people that accepted it since I was little just made me more confident now and more comfortable, and you know, like I don't look to myself or look to like some celebrity and say like I'm not beautiful because I don't look like them. I'd say I'm beautiful because, you know, like my family tells me I'm beautiful, my friends tell me I'm beautiful. Like I look at myself and I say that I'm beautiful. Like I just feel like that has to start coming from within, and you just being comfortable. And then I feel like once you have that within yourself and you stop like putting yourself down for like everything that's wrong with you, I feel like that beauty from within like attracts more people, and the more comfortable you are, the more people that you're gonna find that like find you beautiful. And I think that's just really my own experience.
Yeah, I feel like you just have to realize, like, no matter who you are, like, not everyone likes you. Like, even with girls that are seen as pretty, like, not everyone likes them. Girls who, like, change themselves for, like, to look more appealing, like, people still criticize them for doing those things to their body, saying, like, they like natural things and stuff like that. But then the way they looked before they did that stuff, people still didn't like them. So I feel like it's more of like, no matter what, like, I just have to like myself, because not everybody's gonna like me. Like at this point, it doesn't matter what other people are thinking about how I look. It's more about like what I think about myself. And like accepting like certain things you can't change about yourself, and just learning to love them, really, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was speaking about, you know, my experience a lot, but it's all women, any color, you know, any race, all face, you know, struggling with that and being insecure and not looking like models or whatever the case may be. But you know, as you guys were saying, it's really just, you just have to accept yourself for who you are, and just, it comes from within, because other than that, you're not going to find it anywhere else. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't think that you're the hottest girl in the world, then nobody will think that for you. Yeah, it just has to come from within. Respect, like a female president getting the respect that she deserves. I
think it's just me being able to do the same thing as a guy and looked at it the same exact way. Doing the same work.
And them not thinking like we
just that undertone. Just that undertone of, okay, well, she's a girl, so.
Correct.
Like, just scratch that whole thing right out. Yeah, that'd be nice. And that's speaking truths.